Hey guys, curdhos here from Hostyle Conditioning. I'm here with Tom Deku, our Chief Kettlebell Officer, and we're going to run through an actual workout today. So again, we've been showing a lot of videos how to do certain exercises, tutorial, make sure your technique's done properly, I should say. So we're actually going to go through a workout, and at the beginning of this video, before it comes up, we'll actually have the whole list of what the exercises are. Now this is what we would call a beginner level workout, and this is assuming that you've got some basic skill set already done. You know how to do the exercises. You don't have to be proficient and perfect on it, but you have an idea of what's happening overall. So that when you go through it, it'll be a good review for you, and it'll take you to a point where you're taking 5 or 6 exercises and you're stacking them all together and making a good workout of it. So again, beginner to intermediate level, depending on how heavy you go, how fast you go, and what kind of intensity you achieve on it.
Right. If there's a challenge to time yourself, this is a workout you can do in the regular races, and really measure some improvement.
Well, that's what we do when we do it in the class, is that every so many weeks we'll run it, and then I have a sheet of paper and we put the person's name on it and what weight they used as well as what time. So when they go to do it again in 4 to 6 weeks, they can have something to follow. Hey, last time I did it, I used this weight and I did it at this time, and now they have something to go after in a golden sheet. So if you sit there and you use the same kettlebell, but you shaved off 2 or 3 minutes, it's a huge improvement on conditioning, right? Showing that you've gotten fitter, you've gotten tougher. Or, I usually say if you can do this under, 10, 12 minutes, look at adding the weight a little more heavy to the kettlebell so that you challenge yourself, so it takes you a little longer and you go that way. And the thing to remember is that even though you're trying to improve on your time, don't forego technique to do that.
Never.
Very important. If you start getting too fast and your technique goes to hell, it's not worth it. You're not going to get any real good conditioning benefit from it. Safe anyway. And technically, you want to become more masterful with that kettlebell. You want to make it look awesome.
Excellent. Let's review this workout. Cool. So first off, we're going to start 5 kettlebell burpees. So we're not going to, in this workout, in this tutorial here we're showing you, we're not really showing how to do a full exercise, like in the sense of like the how-to completely. Okay, we're going to show a quick how-to quickly to make sure you understand what it is. Again, you need to have some skills before you really go at this.
Absolutely, and again, it's to show you what the exercise looks like when it's done properly. So the first exercise we have is the kettlebell burpee. So Todd is going to go ahead and start.
Both hands on the handle. Make sure your shoulders are right on top of the kettlebell. Make sure you're not leaning back. You just go out, bring your feet in. Make sure the kettlebell's in between your toes. Stand up nice and tall. Put it down between your toes again. Push your feet out. Feet in between. Tall. The progression,
Sorry, I just want to say that what's really important is that Todd makes it look very easy, is that he makes sure he's really stable on that kettlebell before he flies back out. So if you actually have to pause and reset each one, do that to make sure that you're comfortable and you're safe with it. He's been doing this for a long time. He knows how to set his body up, and his core has developed enough strength to handle this no problem. So he makes it look easy. Be safe and be careful. So where Todd was going next with this is how to regress from this. So let's say you're not ready to stabilize on that kettlebell. It does feel a little too wonky. You don't have the strength of the core to do it. This would be the next regression down from it. So he's putting his hands on the floor, hitting the burpee, keeping the burpee under his chest, right? So that it's there to grab back up again and stand up with. But then again, he's not worrying about the stabilizing. His both hands are on the floor. He's more stable and he's ready to do it. And until he builds his confidence as well as conditioning core up, right? So that's a great one. And even further regression from that, let's say you're just not ready to do the explosive part of the burpee, would be what we call the sprawl. Always put the hands down on the floor first, stabilize, one leg goes back, hold the plank for a 1 count, come back up, and then stand up with the kettlebell. So he's still basically, it's like we've taken the same move and we've slowed it down and slowed it down. So this way you're able to work with your skill set, your capabilities are. So again, build up with one, go to the next one. And even I've seen people that are super advanced, and I have them just do the sprawl version, and they'll tell you it's different because it's
stabilizer really start firing.
They're used to pounding up 5 reps in a row, and all of a sudden now it's going slower. There's more time under tension. It becomes a different animal.
Right. Yes. Jacks. Simple jumping jacks. We're not going to kettlebell this one. Simple jumping jacks. Make sure your hands connect on top. Land soft. Bring your hands down. Simple jumping jacks.
Absolutely. So again, a great move, good cardio, really good for strengthening the legs, the calves, and the ankles, and the knees. But be careful, be stable, and like you said, absorb a little bit with your hips as you hit the ground. Explode up and get your arms going all the way up.
Yeah. And so for those of you who are not comfortable jumping because your back or your knees or some bladders aren't as stable as others, for some ladies that just had a child and all that. It's reality. We hear it all the time. All right. So just do the one-man can dance version, right? So open up, do a mini squat, back.
That's right.
So it's your variation, right? So less impact on the body. And still getting it. So make sure you don't just step out. Make sure you step in.
Make it a challenge.
Don't just step out like this. This is no good. You know, make sure you have a little squat into it.
Little finesse, a little style on it.
All right.
Next one we go to would be the catcher's grip squat, the catcher squat. So kettlebell, the catcher grip. You got your kettlebell sitting in the palm of your hands, wrapped around, come through the handles. Handles against the chest, nice and square on the heels, going down knees to elbow is the goal. And at the top, opening up the hips just like you would at the top of the swing. And again, when he gets opened up on top here, he's taking a little bit of break on his lower back so he doesn't fry his lower back. Especially people that are having mobility issues, we want you to focus on that depth, and then this gives you a little bit of break on the lower back on top. So again, pretty straightforward. If for some reason you get to the point where your back gets too tight and you can't continue with the catcher squat, put the kettlebell down and just work a knee to elbow kettlebell.
Or a hanging.
Or sumo, yeah. You can go sumo. And if that ends up being a little too tough, then you just go to a bodyweight squat. Always challenge yourself to do the exercise, but if you start getting compromised, then go ahead and adjust it. And make notes on the sheet so that when you go to do it again, hey, at the 10th rep, I had to go to this. At the 10th rep, I had to do this. So then your goal is the next time you go through it is try to go all the way through with the full exercise.
Up next, the pendulum. So simple, one kettlebell, keeping your feet in close together, not too wide, keep your knees intact. Just rock it back and forth. Making sure to absorb with your knees, both sides, and make sure to straighten out your knees in the back and in the front.
So we get asked a lot why it's important for the feet to be together. There's two reasons. One is safety, so you don't smash that kettlebell off the knee. That's really important. But two, with your feet closer together, it's going to first force more work into your glutes, but also causes more stabilization to the core. So you actually get, again, a full body activity while you're doing the exercise. So seemingly it might look like it's just the arm. If you're using just the arm, you're doing it wrong. It's a full body exercise, and you'll see it's going to get your cardio up. And then,
so that's 10 per side. 20 total, you do 10 per side.
That's right. Then at that point, you're back to your kettlebell burpees.
No, where you catch, sorry.
Yeah.
After catch a squat, 5 more burpees, then 20 pendulums, and then clean and press. So you get a simple clean, thumb to the throat, press, bicep to the head. Bring it back, thumb to the throat, down, clean, press.
So again, working on your technique, stacking all your bones properly, and using your skeletal properly the way you're supposed to. And again, the burpees are in every so often so that you keep the heart rate to a certain point. We want some conditioning on this aspect as well. We want you to be breathing hard, and the way some of the workouts, the exercises are put in, some are higher in the cardio, some are lower. When you get to a lower extra cardio type exercise, like the clean and press, focus on your breathing.
Your recovery.
Recover, work on your breathing, focus on your technique, get that heart rate down. So while you're executing, focus on relaxing because you know the next move or two are going to start getting higher in the cardio. So if your cardio goes up, comes back down, goes up, comes back down. So again, it's the blend of both.
So next 5 kettlebell burpees again, and then 20 snatches. So again, it's 10 per arm. If you want to do 10 one way, then 10 the other arm, that's fine. If you need to break it down 5 and 5 and 5 and 5, that's up to you. As long as you get your 20, I recommend 10 and 10. So snatch, simple as this. Full snatch up, make sure your hand is up, make sure your wrist is straight on top. You can bring it back down to your rack position if you want. Bring it down, absorb, snatch again. Rack, or you can go for speed, rack. Oh. You can do your snatch either way.
Same thing with the snatch. The way we like to perform the snatch is keep it close to the body so there is the upright pull and the punch through. You see some workouts where it's a swing snatch. To me, that's not the way I like to do a snatch. I like to keep it close to the body to force that upper body, to force the shoulders and traps to get in there, to become true to a snatch, so you're explosive as you're punching through, and then at the top, around the 11 o'clock position, ride it out, stabilize, like Todd had said, and then bring it back down. Again, after that, we would go into the high pull, so now we're starting to get some cardio. I guess I gotta do something, right? So we're gonna do a two-hand high pull.
You want to show the burpees again?
I showed it already. So, two-hand high pull, we're going to go from the snatch to the two-hand high pull. Your heart rate's going to start to get higher now. So again, if you work the two-hand high pull, what's important is that you generate a really good swing. So you have to have good momentum with your swing, and you have to create that so at the top of the swing, at the arc, at the apex, right, you've got enough power that it's a bit of a float up there. That's when you execute the high pull back in and out. If your kettlebell swing's too slow, it's going to be dragging you in and out of position. You're not going to get a really good high pull. So the key is at the top of the apex, explode in and out. So generate some good swing power, drive those hips, and when you've got the nice flow at the top, pull it in and out. Drive those elbows back, pulling it in towards the teeth, not into the teeth, but towards the teeth.
And making sure your elbows.
Leading with the elbows.
That's right. Make sure your elbows up high as if you're elbowing somebody behind you, right?
Exactly.
So often the elbows are even higher, or even with the hands, that's what you go. Don't do a lever swing. So a lot of people start doing a high pull, they'll start going like this. But this is more lever swing,
Yeah, we just don't do that. That's period stuff. So the key here, if while you're doing it, you start to get gassed and your swing starts to get slower, put it down, count to 5, pick it back up, generate that speed. Have a good explosive swing because that's what's needed for you to execute at the top. At the empty spot, at the apex when it weighs nothing, that's when you're pulling in and out. So it might seem like it's crazy, but what's happening is it weighs nothing, you're just executing with speed and efficiency before the downward stroke of the swing happens.
So next, 5 more kettlebell burpees, you'll learn to love them. And then, to finish, 30 alternating one-hand swings. So we'll just say 30 alternating swings. So if you're alternating, obviously they're one hand, right? You can't alternate two-hand swings.
Like
so, simply said, make sure your thumb goes back so you can get your swing going. One-hand swing. Okay, when you get to the apex, pump, pump, connect, swing. Pump, pump, connect, swing.
So once again, it's important to maintain that speed and the momentum on that swing. If it starts to slow down, you're not going to get a good chance to change weight. At the apex, when he does a hand switch, it weighs nothing. Because what happens, the force going up is equal to the gravitational pulling down. So at that point, it weighs 0, easy to let go, easy to grab. If you're late in your release or too soon in your release, it's going to be pulling you forward, it's going to pull you, it's going to make you sloppy, and you're going to work 3 times harder than you have to do. So again, when we talk about executing this challenge, trying to get done as fast as you can, don't go sloppy on your form. Because if you do that, it's just there's no benefit to it, you risk injury, you'll develop some poor habits, and it's a lot harder than it has to be. Put it down, count to 10, pick it back up. Manage.
No compromise for good form.
Absolutely. We have more respect, and he has more respect when we see someone grinding through this, and they get it done in 26 minutes, but they worked on form, and they have to put it down 30 times. Quality comes first, because with that quality and the better execution, they're going to become more efficient, they're going to get fitter, and it's going to take less energy to get through it. They're the ones we know, every time we run through it, they're going to get better and better and better because they're relying on their technique. And you'll hear us say it all the time. Focus on your technique. Rely on your technique. It's going to get you through it. Might take you a little longer, but what's going to happen as your technique becomes better and better, it's going to be smoother. You're really going to start saving time down the line.
Excellent. So enjoy this challenge. Let us know your times. Give or take 12, 10, 12 minutes, 15 minutes, 20 minutes, irrelevant. You push yourself all the way through. Share your times, please.
And repeat this, like I said, every 3 to 4 weeks so that you have a chance to see how much you're improving conditioning-wise. And again, you get a chance to see what that better technique is going to do for you every time as well. It's really important. Again, it's not just about time and it's not about heavy. It's about doing a good workout and then seeing how much better you're getting.
Let this fuel your workout. Sometimes you wonder what you're going to do. What am I going to do today? So look at these, break down these movements. Say, well, I'm going to do the jacks again. I'm going to do the pendulum, the clean and press. Well, today, tomorrow, I'm going to practice. I'm going to do 50 clean and press. I'm going to do, break it down, separate them, and practice.
If you get to an exercise and you just don't feel comfortable with you're doing it, you're realizing you're not doing it, well, make that exercise the first exercise you do after every warm-up. Say, you know what, I'm going to do 30 catcher squats every workout. I'll do 10, 10, and 10 every workout for the next week or two so that you execute better, you get fitter and tougher, and then move on. Or it's an exercise you haven't done in a long time, right? So we have a bunch of videos up on the YouTube and on our site. Find the exercise, look at that through the index, review, practice it. Take that, and take your camera, take your laptop, play it, and then press play all over the place, and watch it, execute, then pick it up and try 5 or 10 reps. And then put it down again. Look at the camera, review, and do it again. And that's how you get better. The best way to become better at any move is to do it a million times.
Right. Enjoy. Keep it safe.
Crush it.